Ever feel like things just work differently for you and other people? Ever feel like your whole world kind of works on different rules? Some people seem to get things easier. You always have to work harder for things. Everything about your space is seemingly more difficult to go through than others, than the people around you. You might be tapping into spiritual superpowers that you never knew you had, and here is how to use them. What's up, guys? My name's Mitch, and I help people manifest their dreams. I'm sure you've seen one of the spiritual superpowers at the bottom is manifestation. It's probably the most impactful spiritual superpower that I personally have used, that I know a lot of people who have used. And how do you do it properly? That's what's in this video. So I'm going to start off with number one, which is awareness. You might be looking at this list and thinking to yourself, these don't look like superpowers, but I promise you they really are. And there's a fundamental difference between how you normally use them and how to use them to unlock certain things in your life. Like if you want to start manifesting money, if you want the right partner, if you want a nice house, a nice car, if you want to move to a new space, a new place, this is the video for you. Now, it's important to note that every point going through here needs to happen for you to be able to do the next one. It's not so difficult, and it's not this big esoteric thing. I'm going to help make it practical in today's video so you can actually logically apply these points to your life and start shifting things. So, awareness, number one. What is awareness? Awareness is being aware, consciously aware, the observer of your reality. That's what it means to be aware, to observe. If you're sitting there freaking out and panicking because of something happening, that's not a state of awareness. And if you want an easy way to tell the difference between a reasonable reaction to what's going on and an unreasonable one, awareness fits in where there is no thinking, like where the fear you're thinking about or the thing you're thinking about is a thought. Awareness is being in the present moment. So that's the fundamental difference. Now, how does awareness change to a superpower? Awareness changes to a superpower where fear doesn't exist. That's the golden rule to use any of these. Like if that's all you needed to hear, these will make so much more sense. So the way it works is as you become aware of your life and conscious about what's going on, and you drop fear, you let go of fear. Like let the fearful outcome be a possibility and move forward with your life. That is awareness, not a whole bunch of thoughts, being completely present in your moment and not fearful of the outcome. That's awareness. Now that is 80% of the hard part. Once you get to that state, and if you want to see a great way to do that, it's not really a meditation, it's kind of an entry-level meditation. Click on this video here where I explain in this video how to actually come to an aware state. But don't lose this video, watch it after. So basically, it's connecting with all 5 of your senses, and it helps to come into the present moment and let go of fear and thought. Next, once you become aware, the hardest part, move into intuition. Now, this is a superpower in its own. It's psychic abilities, but I really don't want to get esoteric. So let me explain it like this. Intuition is the compass of feeling inside of you. Now, I know that feeling sometimes sounds like, oh, really, we're hypersensitive here. That's not what it's about. Feeling is a language within you that every person on this planet speaks fluently and cannot lie. You can never escape the emotional consequence of your behavior, or anyone else for that matter. I'm going to give you a nice example. If you are a victim of being cheated on, okay, or if you have ever cheated on somebody, all right, no matter what happens, even if there's a logical explanation that you might have, you cannot escape that internal pain, the difficulty that you experience, the emotions don't go away. Doesn't matter how much in the right you were or how much in the right someone else is, the pain stays. So that feeling is a language of its own, and it cannot lie, which is why it's really important. It's so important when it comes to intuition because it's that feeling. People say, listen to your gut, right? But you'll feel it everywhere. If you're around somebody and you don't know anything about them, but they're having a conversation and you just feel uncomfortable, that's your intuition. That's a superpower. That's a universe saying, what's up, bro? You need to move away from this situation. That's what it's doing. That's the whole message, and that's why intuition is so important. It's been trained into us to not feel. Feelings are for weak people. It's not really. When you start facing them and you learn how to control them, that's where you get the magic juju here of manifestation. So this is a big thing, to understand what you're feeling. Allow yourself to feel it, let it flow, let it do its thing. And you'll realize it's not linked to real things, it's linked to your experience within you. The universe speaks to you through your feeling. So this is why it's important. Listen to your intuition, listen to that feeling, allow yourself to feel it, and don't fear the outcome. And you will start to get very clear messages to yourself about where you should and shouldn't be. And it's a great way to shift your life into the vibration you're actually on. Next, we move on to empathy. It's intuition directed at people. So this is now specifically, this isn't like that feeling you get when you're driving and you're kind of like, I'm going to go the other route today, or route, however you pronounce it from wherever you're watching this video. I'm going to take the other way home because there's something about it that's making me uncomfortable going the usual way home. That's intuition. Empathy is when it's directed at people. So you will feel this around your friends, around family, even around someone in the supermarket or the shops or something. You'll get a knowing, like they don't feel great. Or they might feel really great. Whatever it is, you'll get a feeling. And it really helps you with these people because they are a vibrational reflection of you, or they would not be in your space. I'll put it like this. If you go and put lipstick on your face and go and stand in the mirror, there will be lipstick in the mirror. It doesn't go away. Now this world is always going to be a reflection of that emotional language I was speaking about, but also the spiritual state of self. So if you're feeling good, you will see that the people around you will also feel good. You'll just be around the people, friends, family that are feeling good that day. And if you're not, that's why empathy is a superpower. It starts to tell you where you're not being aware, and you can start shifting that reality. So when you start to use your empathy, you feel someone's not right. Something within you needs to be fixed. It's always a lesson. Anything that is not part of you, and this is really getting into the awesome part, anything that is not a part of your true frequency is trying to leave, but it's normally a lesson that needs to be learned or an obstacle within self to overcome that allows the things that aren't meant for you to leave, and for the money, all the things you're trying to manifest, the house, the nice partner, a new place to live, those things are going to replace that, but you have to go through it first. So this is where you've got to use these tools to start upgrading, and that's why they're superpowers. Next is the law of reversibility. Now, I haven't exactly heard this spoken about a lot in spirituality, like not a lot of the videos that I watch. This is quite a unique point, but I love it and I want to share it with you. The law of reversibility, okay, states basically, I'm gonna do this very poorly, and I hope that I make it make sense. So essentially, the law of reversibility states that if something is in a certain state of its frequency, potential frequencies, it can be reversed back. So we take a look at ice and water. So ice vibrating at a lower frequency is water that's gone hard and it becomes rigid. And as soon as you increase the frequency of the vibration, it will change back to water. So I'm going to pose this to you, and this is a great one. If the world around you is making you feel a certain way, then the way that you feel can make the world around you. So it's that law of reversibility. A nice way to look at this as well is we often believe that we have to have certain things to do the things that we want to do so that we can be the person we want to be. But that's an illusion. Reverse it. I can be the person I want to be, which will allow me to do the things that that version of me does, and also have the things that that version of me has. So we can reverse things. And it's a really great superpower when you want to shift what you're manifesting. If you want to shift what you're manifesting, we're going to get into it now. I'm just going to finish this law of reversibility. So if you want to fix what you're manifesting, shift, play with the reverse. If you think this situation has happened and it's upset me, I'll give you an example. You've gone through a breakup. You've gone through a painful time and something has genuinely upset you by the breakup or whatever it is you're going through. That is causing a feeling as a reaction. But your feelings, you can shift all at once. I'll probably make a video on that. Like this video if you want me to make a video specifically on how to use and change and take control of feelings to manifest your world around you. It's really important. So like this video if you want to see that. Okay, moving on to manifestation. So we've gone through reversing it. Manifestation actually starts out with all of these things: becoming aware, using your intuition, having empathy for things, people, and places around you, reversing the way you see the world, And then you start to have control of your manifestation. Here is a little spoiler. You have been manifesting all this time. You just didn't know that you were doing it. You've been praying and the universe is answering, or God is answering your prayers 24/7. You just didn't know that. You didn't know how you were praying. Going at night, closing your eyes, putting your hands together and saying, please God, please change this for me or give me this, is not how you pray. That's using your language. That's using your tongue. You need to use the feeling inside. That's why the Bible says, pray and walk as though thou have received. I might be getting the exact words wrong. But pray as though you have received. What does that mean? That means feel the feeling of having the thing you ultimately want now. Feel it and say, this is my current reality. Because if you're wrong, you live happy. And if you're right, you live happy and the thing you want comes to you. There's not really another choice. So how do we actually use manifestation? Okay, so this is how it works. When you're manifesting, it's what you're feeling and the level of truth that you accept it at. So the first part is to realize, okay, this is the ultimate truth. This world, people, places, things don't have value. They've never had value. It's temporary. It's temporary. So the value of the thing itself, person, place, or thing, doesn't exist. We give it meaning. We give it value. Problem with that is we start to put it on a pedestal above us. And now we're no longer a frequency match. And that's our prayer. When we don't feel worthy, that's our prayer. That's our manifestation. So if inside we don't feel worthy, the universe is like, okay, here you go. I'll give you a reflection where you are not worthy. But when you realize they don't have value, then they no longer have meaning. Then the only meaning you experience is within you. And I'm going to give you a little secret sauce tip, magic juju to get this to work. Think about having something you've always wanted, having it. Okay, when you actually have the thing that you wanted. And when you really wanted it, before you had it, the feeling that you had in your imagination of having the thing was far better than having the thing in actuality. It's far more enjoyable in your head. So realize, hold on, if every time I've gotten the things, people, and places that I've wanted, it hasn't been as good as when I had it in my imagination, then you realize true value isn't in this world and it's inside of you. You've created the value. So when you're doing it inside of your head, and this is what I did for one of my manifestations, which was my car, my first dream car. I was driving down to the coast. I've told the story before, but I'll run through it quickly. Driving down to the coast in my car, my old car, and I was just thinking with all of my senses in my imagination how it would be to be in my dream car. I smelled what the leather would smell like. I looked at what the instrument cluster looked like. I heard the engine. I heard the things that I love about it. I heard those things. And I put myself in the position of that. And then I remembered in my head, hold on, having it in my head is far better than in real life. Because then I have to worry about insurance. If someone bumps it or crashes it, I've got to deal with that. I realized it's far better in my head anyway. So it didn't matter anymore if the world gave it to me. You know what happened 2 months later? Walked into a dealership, happened to have the car there, and they happened to pay me so much more than my actual car was worth as the trade-in that I paid next to nothing for my first dream car. It was just the perfect situation that unfolded because I told the universe through feeling exactly what I wanted. But I was aware, using my intuition, feeling empathy, understood the law of reversibility, and I cast forth the intention. But here's the thing, don't distort your manifestation, please. The power comes from feeling it within and not valuing it on the outside, and then letting it go. If you have your dream car, if you have the money, the girl or the guy or the place you want to live, you don't sit there and think about it the whole time. Well, how is my house that I have? When is it coming? You have it. So you won't do that. So you got to behave as though you would if you already had it. That's a magical tip. If you have any questions, let me know in the comments section what your questions are. And if you like this content, please make sure to subscribe to the channel to be notified whenever I release these types of videos to help you manifest your dreams. Mad love.